What is your most embarrassing dating or carnal knowledge story that stuck with you? Could be embarrassing to you or the other party. Thanks. Anybody have any embarrassing? I've got one. Ready to go. Any embarrassing dating stories? Lucy, what's up? Lucy Goosey, tell us.
Come on, like you guys, it's time. It's your turn. You know, say something.
Why don't you give us your dating story?
I've shared it a bunch so the audience knows, but I mean, there's been a couple. Like I went out with some like environmental chick, and she freaked out because I brought a ball of water to the date, and she totally torpedoed the date. That was pretty embarrassing for her, of course. And then I had it locked in. This baddie, she was locked in, and she was coming over.
Were you simping?
Nah, I ain't ever. Nobody catches me slacking. Nobody catches me slacking. So she's baddie coming over, and I kind of like where I was living at the time. There's a lot of bushes and shit, and my house, it's like green, a lot of green around my house, and there's fucking spider webs and shit, lots of spider webs. She walked through a spider web, got bit by the spider, and then she started feeling sick and shit. And then needless to say, it did not go down. She went home because she was like, oh shit. And she was scared of spiders too. She had arachnophobia. So it was like double trouble. She got bit, spider web all in the face. Anybody walk through a spider web?
Yeah.
That shit's, oh my God. That ruins her day.
It would ruin my year.
That ruins your week, honestly. And then, I was still trying. I was like, let me put on the Spider-Man costume. And it still wasn't. No, I'm just kidding. About the Spider-Man costume thing. But, yeah. And then and then afterwards, she was like, you know what? I really liked you, Brian, but I think it was fate. I don't know. It was a sign from the universe that I can't date you because I got bit by a spider. It was like a black widow too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
She had to go to the hospital.
She was like laying down like, oh my God.
How romantic.
I know. I mean.
Did you bag her at that? No. She's an old news.
What?
You're saying it never worked out? You didn't even go on a date with her afterwards?
I mean, we had kicked it like 2 years back. Yeah.
And the spider ruined all the romance.
But we kind of separated, and then we were reconnecting, but then the spider cock blocked me.
I thought you don't do that. I thought you were like, it's a no-go if like a girl was with another guy, but how are you reconnecting with girls? Did she not see anyone else?
Yeah.
Well,
just curious.
Like we had seen each other initially, but it didn't work out. And then there's a period of time, but then we reconnected. To my knowledge, at the time, she was not involved with any other people.
See,
That's
the whole thing about the body count thing. I feel like lying is such a thing. Like that's why it doesn't matter to me, because everyone lies about it. Like, and I just don't care in general. But I feel like most people lie about their number.
A woman has never lied to me about anything.
Well,
Just
that's
kidding.
a lie.
That
is a lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think, maybe that should be a crime.
A crime for lying about your body count?
Yeah.
There's so many more things in this world to care about than who is having
I think
who
it should
with
be
what.
a felony, 1 year maybe in prison.
Okay, so you are telling me,
Yeah.
everyone, Brian said it's a felony for you to lie about. Okay, so why is
Like
the body?
if I was dictator of the country,
No pun intended. Dictator.
I would make it a felony to lie about body count.
That's what I'm saying. You think body count is so bad that someone deserves to be in jail?
Yes.
Okay.
Put them in strumpet prison.
See, that's
what would
crazy.
be like the max?
What do you mean?
Like the number, like for a girl, like what is your max?
Well, hold on.
So,
I'd like to
for
talk
grimy.
about my political ambitions and also what I would do if I was dictator. So in addition to if you go to jail for lying about your body count, I also think we're going to ban plastic surgery unless, look, there's some exceptions. Some people do have like cleft lip or whatever. And there's also, there are some, look, if somebody's disfigured either genetically or my wording is terrible. If somebody, there was an accident, a terrible train accident, and, I think we can, that plastic surgery that is kind of corrective, but fake titties, gotta go. BBL, gotta go.
I don't have a fucking
see,
BBL.
but you're doing this like thing. You have hip augmentation.
I don't.
You have hip augmentation.
Too skinny. That's just her body.
She's got.
You're just mad her body's
She's-
tea like that.
No,
Thank you.
she's got hip
swear to
augmentation,
God, I
bro.
don't.
No, she does not.
I'm too. I
See,
would
she
like
tried-
to have a
she tried to
BBL, but I
do-
can't because I'm too
She just
skinny.
has a nice body.
I don't have fat to like
I heard-
move into my hips.
I heard of it, yeah.
I would love to have a BBL, but I literally can't.
I've never seen a BBL that looked like that. If that is a BBL.
What is your hatred for like plastic surgery?
One second.
I'm
Also, you're being
I'm very
selective.
flattered that you think that every show.
Every show.
Yeah, he thinks I have a BBL every single time.
A BBL. I mean, I would say your boobs were done before you had a
Yeah,
BBL.
my boobs are done. I've said that multiple times, but
Oh, okay.
I don't have a BBL.
Okay. All right. But see, I've asked this question before, and girls will like do this word game where it's like, well, I don't exactly have that. Like I'll say, oh, you have breast implants, and they'll say, no, I don't have fake boobs, but they got fat transfer. And they'll do this like technicality. Technically, it's not.
I don't
But
have.
so you have something where it's either hip. You got the hip augmentation shit.
I know.
All right, whatever, bro.
But what's your problem with people improving their bodies? Like,
What's my problem?
yeah, like,
Yeah, what's the
What's your
hatred?
problem with not having a problem with it?
like if someone
Boom.
wants to look
Debated.
better, someone wants to look better. And
What's that?
If someone wants to look better, and
No.
I mean, what's
No.
the problem with that?
No. Here, look. There's a couple problems. There's a couple problems. One, you've got these. You've got the entire cosmetics industry. You've got the entire beauty industry. You've got the plastic surgery industry. You've got the cosmetic surgery industry. They are predators. They are preying on women's insecurity. We all know that beauty is this very, very important thing. Everybody wants to be beautiful, and especially in society in 2025, everybody wants to be beautiful and good looking and all this stuff. People are very superficial. They're very materialistic. Everybody wants the perfect body, the perfect face, all that shit. And I'm telling you, they're preying on women and men's insecurity. They're preying on it. They're profiting off of it. You guys are going to defend it because you are in a prison for your mind.
Oh my
Yeah,
You are
any
so
girl,
a
any
nerd.
girl who goes and gets
Society.
it done, like every guy will be like, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And then they go get it done, and the guys are like way more into them every single time.
Oh, your
Every
deception
single
is
time.
effective. Don't get me wrong.
Every
The deception
single time.
is
Every
very
time a girl
effective.
gets enhancements,
But
it's that way.
But if it
I'd
was,
rather live in a society where people, I think, look, you shouldn't just be you should take good care of yourself and take good care of your health, and you can work on your appearance within the metrics and paradigms that don't involve cutting your body open and painting your face with a pound of makeup and
This.
get,
What about your sir? You had a beard
Oh,
and
okay,
no
the
beard.
beard.
No,
Oh,
you.
the beard,
I
makeup?
think the beard gives you at least 2 points, at least. And I don't think you're an unattractive man without the beard. But I'm saying a
she's trying
beard.
to smash right now. What's up?
Yeah, he's into the BBWs. But I feel like this makeup thing is very crazy. Like,
Wait.
because I'm not afraid to not have makeup on, right? But also I do it for my own self. Like, I love it. Every day I get going from the mirror, and the hour I spend on it is the best time of my day.
Wait, do you have a tongue piercing? Can you?
Let's not.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
I'm 23 years old, and I'm going to take it out when I'm married. Yes, I have a tongue piercing. Is that a problem?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Well, what is the male equivalent to makeup and plastic surgery?
That's what I'm saying. A beard.
You think me growing facial hair is the same?
I think you having a beard is absolutely like.
That's the same as makeup?
Wait, can I
Okay,
say
Wait,
something?
No,
but
no, I'm not
I don't want to hear the whataboutism. Why don't you contend with my argument?
asking?
That you guys are just hopelessly dependent on your paint. That you guys are. you guys, at no other point in human history have women been undergoing expensive, dangerous, and unnecessary surgical procedures. Every time you go under anesthesia, there's a risk of something, especially like, look, I don't know if there's any BBLs at the table. BBL is like a notoriously dangerous procedure, and these women are, for the sake of vanity, for the pursuit of beauty, a lot of them, it's not good for your body. Anytime you go under anesthesia, it's not good. It's never good. There's women who die from these things, or they face various complications. Yeah. I know it's not the case. To be charitable, I know most people probably have like breast implants, and there's minor or no complications. But there's enough where I'm like, that's crazy. And then you grow fucking, don't you grow mold on that shit? I've heard some crazy stories. The breast implants, they leak in titties. The titties are leaking, bro.
It's gonna happen.
The titties are leaking. The plastic is leaking out. I'm just saying, why can't you got an A cup? Rock that shit. Do some squats, and that's another
Okay.
When it comes to makeup, I feel like makeup has made a huge shift. Like girls are actually going more natural, if anything. I feel like there's more natural brands out now, like that, it's like barely anything, like the liquid blush and the liquid whatever.
And
you know what I'm
how does
talking
it
You girls know
feel?
what I'm talking about.
Hold on, and
Yes.
I'm going to
I
make
think
an
that's true.
environmental argument. You guys are getting your. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of these massive transport ships coming from fucking China and India and all these fucking countries, and they're crossing the Pacific or whatever fucking route they take, and they're dumping that bunker fuel, son. Dumping the bunker fuel. You know how fucking bad bunker fuel is? Do you even know what bunker fuel is? You know what bunker fuel? Bunker fuel, terrible. One of the worst. Very bad. Bunker fuel, very bad. Trust me. They're dumping this shit, and these shipping boats.
Oh my god.
They're all just full of your Sephora bullshit and your fucking whatever, your fucking fake nails. They're just those big giant shipping containers. They're just full of claws. The nail claws. They're full of fake lashes. They're transport. Imagine that shit, bro. Imagine that shit. We used to transport fucking tea and shit and spices. Now they're transporting. Now they're fucking transporting fucking fake lashes and hair extensions from fucking China. These poor little Chinese infants, fucking 3 years old. They're in the mines. They're in the mines, mining this.
He needs to get this
They're
out.
mining. They're mining. I'm telling you, they're mining. What's it called? They're mining the ingredients in your makeup, son, and they're shipping that. They're dumping bunker fuel. Bunker fuel, son. Burning bunker fuel. You know about bunker fuel?
Let
me tell you about bunker fuel.
I don't want to know
crazy.
about bunker fuel.
Right,
But
you don't even know.
I don't
You don't
know.
even know.
I don't know.
The cost
I don't. My makeup.
of your makeup.
It's ruining the
Ruining
bunker
society.
fuel, the oceans,
It's ruining the
everything.
fucking dolphins and shit. You're killing dolphins every time you put on some blush.
My wing eyeliner is killing the dolphins.
Every time you put on a little mascara,
See, like,
a little
this
baby
is so
kitten,
crazy. Okay,
a little
you-
baby kitten in China is like, oh, the fucking.
Do you have an iPhone?
See, that's what I'm saying. You're wearing. What about the clothes you're wearing? That's imported
Well-
by bunker fuel, right?
That's
Okay,
why I'm
do
not
you
an
date-
environmentalist.
Exactly. Well, you sound like one. Do you date women that don't wear fake nails or eyelashes or anything? They're
It is
bare.
my strong preference.
So they're
I
bare?
date
Do
natural.
you like date like Amish girls?
And that's okay.
Hell yeah, sign me up, bro.
Amish beauty-
I'm
I mean,
moving.
Amish-
I'm moving
nothing
to
wrong with being
Pennsylvania.
Amish,
Send me to
But
Pennsylvania.
I feel
I'll
like
date the
I
fucking
feel like it
Amish.
goes back again to like why are the women wearing makeup?
Because society has presented to you
Who's
from
society?
before you could even understand anything. From when you were little fucking infants and children, they've been presenting to you a Disney-fied image on every single piece of media that you've consumed before you can even understand what the word media
Right.
is.
For
You've
whose
consumed-
benefit?
For corporations, probably. I don't know.
No,
But
but
you
how
gonna
are
say
they?
men?
But how are
You
they?
gonna say
How are,
men?
how are,
So much
yes,
sass in your face.
yes. That's why the women had those
Wait,
corsets
so women
that
wear
were
makeup
like
for men? Because I hear women don't wear makeup for
It's
men.
for
for
now.
It depends on
For
the
now,
person.
now.
But I'm saying, I mean, it all started, first we had the corsets squeezing our organs
case
together
by
to
case
look
basis.
Bro,
smaller.
y'all, women do
and
their
then we
beauty
had
shit for them. Women
No,
do the beauty.
if it was an all-female society, we would not be in
if
competition
it was
with
up
each
to
other.
men, if it was up to most men, you ask most men, we don't like all the caked on makeup. We don't care. Most men don't care about your stupid nails. Most men don't care about the lashes. They don't care about your hair extensions.
But when you go online and you see the girls who end up going barefaced on TikTok or show their acne or whatever, you'll see the comments, oh, put makeup on. It's always
because
for the male
look, I'll explain
satisfaction.
it like this.
Women never win.
I'll explain it like
Yeah,
this.
there's no winning.
If
I agree.
these sports leagues or whatever sporting you're into, if they allow steroids, all of the athletes now have a new metric by which they have to be at. So if you have all the athletes in a given field, if they're taking steroids, all the other athletes are going to take steroids too. If magically all women stopped doing plastic surgery, stopped wearing makeup, it would just lower the bar. It would completely lower it.
So you're putting makeup as like this thing that's like controlling all the, like, why can't makeup just be a fun thing? Like for me, most of the time I don't wear makeup. I enjoy it for myself.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me a question.
You say it's fun.
It's
If you
absolutely.
go out, do you feel less comfortable if you're not wearing any makeup?
It depends on where I am. So if I'm like going to the grocery store, I don't care what I look like. If I'm going in a place where a lot of my friends, peers, like this is the way I present myself. I'm very glittery and sparkly and my makeup's always crazy. It's because that's the way I like to look. But I don't feel uncomfortable. Like whenever you pull out the little makeup wipes, like I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? Because I am comfortable as my natural self. But I think your judgment on makeup is this broad judgment about the what am I doing? What am I ruining?
Bunker fuel.
The bunker fuel.
Don't forget the bunker
That's
fuel.
very this is my job. I do this as I do makeup as a job. It's something I enjoy. It's my not everyday life. Like my room is filled with it. Like it's something that brings me joy. Just like a nerd who likes a book. Like I don't judge that. So why do you judge? Just because my makeup, it is a bigger thing, right? How makeup is this thing that it's like covering these insecurities, and yeah, it is parallel to that, but it also is parallel to the thing. It's something that someone enjoys, and we should understand that as well.
Yeah, I recognize that women will put on makeup for I suppose, I mean, I wouldn't understand it personally, but I'll take their word for it that they enjoy perhaps the creative process of doing it. But so.
I see that's.
I
can say that's about your bunker fuel.
Yeah.
So
I go
you know
without
what I mean?
makeup
It's like-
a lot because I'm comfortable without, but it took like 2 rounds of Accutane to get where I am. However, again, we wouldn't make as much money if we go barefaced, right? Because the men are
sure.
not attracted to the women who are
I
all
don't
natural.
really
Dispute
agree
that.
with that.
I hate doing my makeup, but I definitely feel comfortable in makeup.
Look,
like I'll wear that shit every day.
I don't dispute that makeup makes women, can make them more attractive. But I mean, as far as so from the dating lens, what I have against it, I have an issue with it more like on a societal level, but on an individualistic level, there's a dating component to it. So the dating component is you're misrepresenting how you actually look. So you are augmenting your physical appearance. That's not how attractive you actually are.
I understand that in a way, but I feel like if we're going on a date and I send you only photos of that and they don't know exactly what I look like, then that's one thing. But I mean, if they see me in both ways, like why is that a problem? That when I have makeup on, obviously I'm going to look different. I don't have a freaking wing eyeliner and sparkles on my eye. I do this to look different, but I'm also okay with the way I look without it. And I feel like you should be okay with us being okay with having it on. Like I don't know why it has to be an argument. Like makeup doesn't have to be an argument because it just doesn't. I feel.
Look at him like calculating in his brain. He's like,
Because
no.
there's so many things in the world to like be upset about, and like a girl wearing makeup, it's like if we're faking it, he never saw what she looked like without makeup. She goes to sleep with makeup. She wakes up and does it before. Like that's crazy. But if she's just wearing it to dinner and going on a date, and that's okay.
And talking about the bunker fuel when literally all the
Bunker fuel
burgers
is wild.
cause
Wait, can you move your microphone over this way a little bit? But yeah, I mean, look, the thing is though, again, from the dating perspective, I think it manipulates at this instinctual, subconscious level. So even if the guy knows that she's wearing makeup, it still is going to have the intended effect of him assessing her as more attractive than she actually or otherwise is. And even if we know you're wearing makeup, and if we're experts on makeup, and we know that you're wearing foundation and blush and mascara and eyeliner and whatever it is, it still has this subconscious manipulation. And And the other component is that, let's say it's our first time seeing you and we don't know what you look like without makeup. Even if we acknowledge you're wearing makeup and we know that you might not look like that, we don't necessarily know, especially if you're wearing like a little eyeliner, well, even just eyeliner and mascara can do a lot of heavy lifting for a woman. But if we're talking foundation, where you're putting it, the whole face essentially is in makeup, we don't know the extent of the difference. So she could be 1 point down, or she could be 4 points down.
And I still don't understand your argument. You're saying 4 points, but he does know if she's 4 points or 5 points. Like if he's dating her, like I don't really understand what you're trying to argue. Like, what's the problem? I'm just confused, to be honest. Like,
well, I mean, if he's dating her, and then but let me ask you this. What if men lied about their career and then they baited a woman into a relationship and now she's invested, and then now 3 months after she's already fucked him and she's invested in the relationship, there is he reveals, BTW, I'm actually not an attorney, I work at McDonald's, but now we're already here.
Can I make a comment on that real quick?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to forget what I'm going to say, but yeah.
Sorry, this one's really quick. That actually affects people's relationships, whereas makeup doesn't affect the relationship at all.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying
I think
makeup.
it does.
Okay, wait, hang on. So the man lies about the job, says he's an attorney, and then he works at McDonald's. Okay, that affects our day-to-day life. That affects if I can marry this man, because I'm not a person, like, I don't care. We just need to make enough that we can be living in California and all that stuff. I don't need to date someone who makes $500,000 a year. But the makeup thing, you meet me the first day, by the week you should know what I look like without makeup or not.
Not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying. So why are we even? You shouldn't be dating someone that isn't gonna like show you their true self. Like they should send you a photo or something in the beginning. Like, why are you gonna keep talking to someone if they haven't shown? Like, that's kind of weird to not send a photo how you look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Like the job thing and that is so separate. Like,
but also, aren't we dating because we like the personality? So if you're looking for somebody just because they are attractive or not, you don't really look for the personality.
Exactly.
No.
Like I'm really will date anyone. I tell my friends this, like, I don't care if you're a lip missing an arm, if you're whatever, I don't care. Whatever you, that's genuine. I'm not kidding. As long as I don't have to take care of you, because I take care of my mom, and that might sound rude, but I've done that my entire life, be a caregiver. So that's the only thing. I won't be a caregiver for my partner. But I don't care what you physically look like. I mean, as a fat person, I don't think I should judge other people. But also, like, why is it such a big deal? I care about what's in here, how they treat me, how they treat others.
Can I change the hypothetical? So let's do a hypothetical where a woman has her face totally reconstructed.
Okay.
So maybe she was upset because she had a nose that was really big.
Yeah.
Comes from a different culture where that's very common. She gets her lips, her cheekbones, her nose done. Man is not aware that her face is totally reconstructed. They have a child, and the child takes on all the woman's genetic characteristics, and he had no idea.
Why?
May I say a story? There's a
story of that.
That's my point. This is a real hypothetical.
I think it's a Chinese couple, because the lady had the whole like surgery, everything is done, and when they had kids, he kind of like I think divorced her and stuff.
But that's like even crazy. Okay, I feel like she should disclose that just as like her story of date. Like when you're dating someone, you're in this real relationship, you're gonna have kids with someone, they should know everything about you. I don't think that should be a secret. But also to say, once I have a child and the child has a weird nose and this, you should love their child no matter what it looks like. And I'm saying like even then it shouldn't even be a problem. But
the conversation was deception.
Yeah, that's not okay. Like I think deception in that way is not okay either. When I'm dating someone, and because I do present myself like this every day, they instantly know what I look like without makeup, because I think that's what you should do. I'm not looking like this all the time.
But
you know.
I think we're moving away. Like, okay, so we can get into these scenarios. Well, okay, further on into a relationship, there will be some degree of disclosure as to what you actually look like, whether that's you saying, hey, I've had these surgical procedures, or you just take off your makeup or whatever. But from the initial get-go, like for example, my experience when I was on dating apps, I'm not anymore, is very often it would be the case that a woman would not post a singular photo without a filter or without makeup. Now there are some women who they'll put like one like makeupless photo on, but the majority of the time, and if you look at most women's Instagrams, almost universally, they're not posting a bunch of like no makeup photos on there. They're wearing full face of makeup in most or all of their photos. The deception happens very early and initially. So for example, if you're at a club or, whatever the context is that you're meeting, yeah, you guys are wearing full faces of makeup. But even on a dating app or whatever the context that you're meeting, I do think there is a degree of deception when it comes to makeup usage and cosmetics and plastic surgery.
I think a majority of women wouldn't want to wear makeup anymore, but just like you were saying, it takes women to not do plastic surgery. Well, it also takes men to say, hey, we're going to accept you without makeup and without plastic surgery.
We do.
They don't.
We literally do. Look,
you do.
No,
but you're not seeing the men
when men are
in the
pulled,
world.
when men are look, wearing makeup and getting these procedures does confer. I'm not going to deny that it doesn't confer you benefits in terms of attracting men. Like it does, right? You are going to be appraised as more attractive when you're wearing makeup. Me personally, like I prefer women without makeup, but like I can get bamboozled too. I get bamboozled. The point I'm trying to make here is that actually I already lost my train of thought, so that was great. Love
Wait,
that.
I actually have a question.
Yeah.
So, in that kind of, I guess, aspect of deceiving somebody or something, at what point do you think like somebody should disclose something? Because I guess not cosmetically, makeup wise, or changing my body, but I will say like I don't go like posting or publicly emphasizing that I have stretch marks or loose skin from having a child. So is that something that like as a woman that has had a baby that I should publicize just
Full
like right off the
disclosure.
bat? Because well, one, it is an insecurity. Like that's a vulnerable piece of me. And of course, looking at someone that, has an amazing body that I might not ever fully have, like being scared to just up front and say that to a guy because how a guy will perceive that and look at it because of how like society has framed how women should look. So like, is that something that I should like up front be very public about?
I don't think you would have to like post photos of that. I mean, it's. I would also say, you said you're. I mean, I don't know if we really got a clear answer on if you're like 100% committed to waiting until marriage. I'd say in your case, there's probably other factors at play here.
Like maybe like a bathing suit.
I think men are gonna. If you tell men that you've had a child, they're probably gonna make some assumptions that, like, you might have some like loose skin around your belly area, and maybe you have some stretch marks. If men know about, what happens when women have pregnancy and give birth or whatever, but I mean, my conversation is specifically about makeup and plastic surgery. I think my position is fairly. You can make some arguments when it comes to makeup. My argument is far stronger though as it relates to plastic surgery.
Can I say something about plastic surgery?
What's up?
Specifically about my boobs. I had a really weird thing happen to me yesterday. I like never go out by myself because I'm just scared of people like coming up to me. But yesterday I had to go to the mall to like get white lingerie for this like white lingerie party last night. And so I went to the mall by myself and
oh my God, who the hell cares?
no, I promise you, this is crazy. So I was like, just walking around and I saw this like white dude. He kept following me everywhere I go, and like every time I would look at him, he would just be like staring at me, and I was like, maybe like he knows me like from the internet, possibly. And then I like went into Macy's.
What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Just look. Just speak, Lear. Look. Just
Okay,
speak
I'll
straight.
look at you.
Speak straight into the mic. Go ahead.
So I was like in Macy's looking at white lingerie, and he finally comes up to me and he's like, "Are you Chloe Yummy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like nice to meet you. I'm always like super nice to my fans, like when I see them in person, of course." And he's like, "Are your tits real?" And I'm like, I was like a little scared, and I like looked down and he was like touching his dick, and he had like this huge ass boner. And I was like, "Sir."
Bro, that's a crime. You should have gone to the police. Why are you telling me? You should have told this shit to the police.
I was really scared, and I started like just like running away after that. But that was like honestly the weirdest encounter I ever had.
You should have kicked him in the dick.
It was
You should have
so weird.
fucking karate kicked that motherfucker. Kung
And he
fu.
was like a young guy. Like I thought he would be kind of normal. Like when he came up to me, I'm like, oh, he's like chill or whatever. But he was not.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
That's like a sex crime, bro. Shit.
I feel that makeup is different from plastic surgery. Is that like makeup is not permanent. Makeup comes
Sure.
off, and plastic surgery is permanent. So like, if someone has an ugly nose and they make like they do plastic surgery and now they have a good nose, like beautiful nose, then it's not deceptive. You know, like this is something that will stick with them for life. You know, like they're not misrepresenting who they are.
Well, okay. Why are people attracted to? Like, what is the basis of attraction?
Genetics.
For men or for women?
No, what is like the evolutionary reason for men finding women attractive and women finding men attractive?
I think
what is
having
the
good
like
genetics.
reproduction, right? So Patrick raised a good argument. It's like, okay, well, what about one of the reasons that we find that we're I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, but one of the reasons we want to be with somebody who is attractive is because that will confer benefits to our future children, because the reality is it's way easier to move through life. Pretty privilege is a thing. So if your children are attractive, they're going to have an easier time in life. They're going to perhaps do better from a career perspective. They're going to have an easier time finding a partner. We all want to set our children up for the best life possible. And if we can mate and match with somebody who's attractive, that's going to confer privilege to our children.
My mom did that. She's like a pretty well-known model, and she was working with elite management, and like she wanted to have a baby, and she like seeked out like genetics of like another male model to have me.
What went wrong?
Well,
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding?
What?
well,
No.
I was a child model in New York and stuff, but I don't know. I just became an OnlyFans girl. It was
It's okay.
really sad.
So that was done through in vitro fertilization?
Yeah, my mom talks about how she wouldn't have had a child with him if she didn't think he had good genetics, because she really cares
Wait, were they
about
dating?
looks a lot.
Right. He was
Yeah,
a
they
sperm
were
donor or they
dating- no,
dated?
they were
Oh.
dating.
It
Oh,
sounded
okay.
like it was
So it
like
was-
a donor.
It
No, now
was.
they're married.
Okay, so she seeked out a man just for the purpose of having a baby and they
Yeah.
actually had coitus. They actually
Yeah.
had sex.
Yes.
It wasn't. The way you explained it, it sounded like it was like
It
in
was-
vitro. Like she found,
No.
oh, those are the ideal genetics.
Maybe-
Okay,
Well,
here's my egg.
Kind of.
Maybe I'm not fully like getting through to you guys. How would you feel if you went on a date with a guy and he had a toupee?
Toupee.
A toupee.
I have
If he had a
no, I have a better one.
So he was like full bald, like
Who cares?
a lot of women care.
I don't care.
Women
no,
have
like
like a
I've dated
massive
bald, but
preference
I
for men
need
with-
a picture of your unit, because if it's gonna be some
Not the
small
unit.
thing,
What?
if it's
You
gonna
need
be.
You need a picture.
Yeah, because you're saying deception. So these guys are going on dates, and you think you're gonna get a 6 to 8 incher, and you get a 2. I think we're just like you want to reject a woman who's had any like work makeup or anything.
I
she
also
has.
I require
Then why
a
can't women
labia
also,
picture
you know?
before I go.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine.
More
At least
guys
it's fair.
More guys that talk up a big game, like they're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other.
Oh my
and then you get
gosh.
there and they're like,
Can I also
2 minutes.
speak on that? 'Cause
One thing really quick. I actually think as a guide, giving you guys some game. To her point. Oh my God, it's a bug. You could just kill it
it's
if
a
you want.
spider. Your
Oh.
ex-girlfriend
W.
or whatever would be really scared right now.
oh my god.
W.
you're
All right.
so
Here's some game. You can't, as a guy, you can't be like lie about your penis size.
Yeah.
You can't lie. You got to actually lie the
can.
other way. You got to say it's smaller than it actually is, and then when you come in. You're setting expectation, managing expectations. It's kind of like you got to tell a girl you're bad in bed. Then when you do a decent, like okay job, when you're like average, maybe above average, she's like, oh, okay, my expectations, I wasn't expecting much, and now
I have a story. Okay, I dated my relationship. I fell in love with someone before I found out how big or small. We're talking very, very small, unusable. And I was in love with this man, and I stayed with him for 3 years.
Wow.
Because I'm a good person. Yeah.
You're a good person.
I'm a good person, and I'm also very about the heart. And like, if you treat me, he was like movies boyfriend. Like, opened every door for me, bought me anything I ever wanted, like treated me like a queen.
Didn't make you come.
Shit.
Yes. So he
big issue.
lied to me before, like didn't tell me. We were like talking. And I was like, what's going on? It's not moving any further than this. And I was like, sir, we're gonna like have to break this barrier before I realize like if I can date you or not. And it was like 2 months, and I already loved him. And then he's like, oh, it might be small. And I was like, okay, in a man's head, small is like 4 something. I'm like, that's workable. We're talking non-usable, okay? And I stayed with him because I loved him, and that's why I'm not dating anyone, because people lie about it. And that's the thing. You can say it doesn't matter. It matters. If you can't have sex with someone and it's that small, then it matters.
So he wasn't able to consummate.
Also, because I was the first fat guy I ever dated, and I will never, even though I'm
he was
fat. Yes, and 2 fattos do not go together. You can't date a fat when you're fat. It just doesn't work.
But I was gonna ask. So he was fat.
Very fat, and fatter than me at the time.
What if he actually, because you were both?
No.
Wait, let me explain. What if because you were both fat? Your words. I'm just using your words.
Yeah, I'm not offended by the word fat.
Okay,
it's just it is what I am. Yeah.
Because you were both Rubenesque. I want to use a word. I don't want to use fat.
You can use fat. It's okay, Brian.
Because you were both
fat,
big boned.
Oh my God, that's not what I am. I'm fat.
Because you were both plus size.
Oh my God.
Is it possible that it wasn't
physically possible?
Hold on, no, let me finish. It wasn't the size of his penis that was the problem, but it just wasn't able to reach.
No, that's not. I understand what you're saying. So even if it was,
because look,
I understand.
But let me explain.
2 plus 2 does not. Yes, I understand.
Because sometimes I've been with not a fat girl, but she's got thick legs,
and it's harder.
She has a fupa. What the fuck, Patrick? No, I've been with I date, fit girls.
There you go.
But sometimes they be thick, and I'm okay down there. Like I'm average, right? But
can't get through the thick thighs.
But I'm like, sometimes there's some positions they're so the legs, like she got bigger legs than me, and the ass is damn, the ass is huge, bro. And that's there's just some positions that are off.
Yes.
There's some positions off limits. There's a couple positions off limits with a big girl.
Yes.
Like not a fat girl, but she's thick. Like she got cakes on.
You guys.
Sorry.
Okay, I understand. So that was no. We're talking even if I was.
Well, I'm saying with
this
you,
girl size, it's not working. There's some things that are just not workable, and that was not workable. And I couldn't do any. It was just I couldn't do anything. And I'm just because you're fat doesn't mean you can't. A lot of people think fat people don't have sex. It's such a weird thing. It's not. It's a thing.
It's hard though.
It's a whole niche.
Yeah, you can't. I can't do what she can do, but I can. I'm not I'm 23. I'm still movable. You know what I mean? I can still do stuff. And I also we're talking big butts. I got a wagon back there, and there's positions you can't do, but he couldn't do any of them. So, and I was with him for 3.5 years.
I just don't even know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry for myself, my friends, my mom. I cried to my mom when I found out because I was like, I love this man. He's the best guy I've ever met, but his dick is so small. And I was what do I do?
But
she told me to leave him.
How do we know that?
I didn't leave him.
That's giving Samantha from Sex
I just don't know what position, because do you have to
Are we talking about when you're fat?
Are you saying?
Oh my fucking God, Brian!
I'm just saying. I don't.
Oh my God, that's crazy. No. What are you talking about? It's okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, there's more things.
Is it you got part the Red Sea? And
okay, men who are into the men that are with me are not just into big women. They think that big women are goddesses, right? We're a different category. And I think I'm not one of those fat people that think it's not okay if you don't like fat people. I think it's fine. Stop talking like that. What? I think for sure word. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to not want to fuck a fat person. I'm more if you don't want to be my friend because I'm fat, that's weird. You know what I mean? But
I'll be friends with a fat.
You'll be my friend?
I'm friends with myself.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta lose some weight. Am I fat or am I chubby?
You're not fat or chubby. You're just like
Big bone.
like
What the fuck?
Dad
oh my,
bod.
yeah,
I
like
got
Yeah, you're big bones.
I'm big bones. Felicity all chuckling back here and shit.
oh my gosh. So you're
Look,
saying how does fat sex work? Is that what you're asking me, Brian? Just say it out loud.
Yes.
Okay, so I understand there's some things it's not maybe as fun and you can't throw me around and all that. Yes, but it's doable, it's possible, and it's like a thing that people do. Like, it's easy. Fat people are flexible. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm like not able to move. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I just
Thank God.
don't like. I'm trying to visualize it in
my
my.
gosh.
Not you. Like I'm trying to visualize it in my head.
What is there? You think my stomach is covering my kuka?
No,
Like,
I'm just like. Even if it was like, I feel like doggy style would probably be the best angle.
yes, unless they have a.
But
you know,
I just
'cause
don't even know if
It's like going through a
could
cavern
reach.
back there. You know.
I don't know if I could get there.
You cannot. I know that. I'm sorry.
I just think like there's such a thing as too much
Ass.
Ass.
Yeah, I got too much ass.
I don't think like, and I could be full mast, and I just
Can't reach
I don't
it.
think I could reach.
It's okay. Not all of us can reach it. It's okay.
I don't think I could.
And that's okay to admit. I'm glad you're admitting that. But some people can, and those are the people that I.
Wait, so what size do you like?
But it's like the
It's not more
struggle,
like
man.
leg. It's literally about like what's going to work. Like, did you see me walk in? That thing is huge. Okay, so 80 inches, and it's a very big one, and that is a lot of things to get through. You know, so it's more of like what is gonna work, and you can't
BBC.
find
Like, do you need like forceps to like?
No. Oh my God, this is craziness. No.
I just don't know.
A 5 is perfectly fine. Anything below 5 is not going to work. I won't feel. But anything
Sorry,
above.
hey, sorry, boys. I'm sorry, boys.
But I mean, it's. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Everybody
so like,
who
what's your
watches my
type?
show
I'm
has
so
a
intrigued.
My
fucking
type. I like
python.
everything. I like everything and everyone. I'm also into women, so I'm.
There you
just-
go.
I say I'm down. That's what I am.